Hello, Moonbeams. Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Moon School. I am Donna Cass, your sound healing practitioner and astrology guide and teacher. It is my intention always to raise our collective vibration through offering calming yet empowering sound baths and by teaching how the moon, as she moves through all of the astrological signs each and every month, can help us all to become more self-aware, mindful, and to live more consciously. We have a big week this week. Today is Monday, April 22nd, and I'm going to take you through the moon energies for the week ahead, culminating on Sunday, as I always do these podcasts beginning every Monday. We do have a big week this week. Again, I think I've been saying that for a while now. But we do have a big week because tomorrow is the Scorpio full moon, and the energies are already building towards that today on Monday. I have a lot to talk about here today, and so much has been coming in for me around this full moon. Of course, I don't just discuss the energies of the moon, but how she is aspecting other planets in the sky, and possible points like the North Node or the South Node. And we also have a really strong aspect to this full moon with Pluto that I will be getting into further. But the main kind of theme that I was feeling around this full moon tomorrow is feeling empowered by facing our fears. And that is really strongly felt by the aspect to Pluto. And I will explain that further, but I don't want to jump ahead yet. I do want to talk to you about today, Monday, and what the energies are for today as we are building towards this full moon. So I think the first thing I want to mention is that, today is considered Earth Day, Monday, April 22nd. And, we are in Taurus season now. And for me, Taurus season is always the season for me to really deeply reconnect with Mother Earth. Here where I live in New Jersey, we are in spring and we are witnessing the beautiful blooming that is all around us now in mid-April. And so everything is getting greener at this time. All of the flower trees are really in full bloom right now. It's really an exquisite show of colors, of scents. This is all Taurian energy. The earth is blooming. She is really growing again. She is awakening again, right? From those cold and reflective and hibernating energies of winter. And so in Taurus season, we have a chance to really be very mindful all around us of how the earth is reawakening in her beauty. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, and so there's so much beauty all around us, demonstrated by the earth and her reawakening at this time. And today, on Monday, the moon is in Libra, and Libra is also ruled by Venus. And so with the sun in Taurus and the moon in Libra, we have tremendous Venusian energy beaming down to us right now. And so we also have a lot of energy with Venus herself, Mercury, the planet of communications, Chiron, the wounded healer, and the North Node, which is our destiny, right? What we are moving into, what we are growing into. And so the moon is opposing all of these planets and points. And there is this tremendous energy of connection, both in mind, Mercury, and the heart, Venus, and our healing, Chiron. And the North Node is gently guiding us, holding our hand, pulling us forward. And so with the moon in Libra, we're wanting to get centered and feel balanced with all of this earth energy, certainly, but Libra is an air sign, and so we're going to process this perhaps through our thoughts, through contemplation, maybe meditation, when we can quiet the mind. That's how we can come into center and balance, right? And so the other, really important energy with Libra is relationships. And so we want to always look at, first and foremost, our relationship with ourselves. Are we giving and taking care of ourselves first and foremost, or are we abandoning self for another, for a connection to another, for on whatever level another, and that could be in person, it can be a person, another person, right? Or it can be any number of things. It can be a situation, a dynamic, something else in our life, whether it is our job, our relationship to food, our relationship to money, right? I always talk about this, and so you know what I'm talking about when I say relationship to other. But the key here is to get centered and balanced and say, wait, am I putting myself first and my needs first, right? Because the moon in Libra right now, today, is across the sky, right across the sky from this whole conjunction of planets, Venus, which is love, self-love, love in relationships, maybe a romantic relationship. Maybe it's your female friends. Maybe it is your money, because Venus also rules that. And it is also Mercury, the way you think, right? And how you communicate. Chiron, the wounded healer, who is really asking us right now, look at how much you have healed already. All of the healing work that you have been doing on yourself. Because when the moon is opposing these energies, and that is a lot of energy, not to mention the North Node, which is our destined path forward. You know, the little old moon can feel like on the scale, like all of those planets and the North Node together is on one end of the scale and really heavy. And so that end of the scale is heavy and weighed down. And the moon is on the other scale and she's like all the way high up, right? And so how do we come back into balance? And the way we do that with the moon, working with the moon, is quieting everything else, especially the mind, and dropping into the heart, and dropping into your body, and really taking some quiet time asking yourself, how do I feel? That is what the moon is always asking us. How do I feel? What is my predominant feeling today? What is gnawing at me, or what is lifting me, right? What is weighing me down? What feels heavy? Or what is helping me to feel buoyant and joyful, and any range of emotions? And so this energy today may be leading us to, I feel, more of a turning point. We've been in turning point energy now for a good month or so, really. We've come through eclipse season. Even before that, we had the Libra lunation in March. And so we really are moving into our next level of self, and we can start to see how we are emerging as a new healed version of who we are. And so part of that process is sitting with what we are no longer willing to tolerate in relationship to other people, into dynamics and situations, and our relationships to anything in our life that are no longer healthy for us. Chiron, what's healthy, right? And so we may be having some important conversations today, perhaps even this week at some point, because Mercury is going to be going direct towards the end of the week. And I will talk about that further, but this is all connected, right? This energy. Nothing is in a vacuum, nothing is separate. It is all a beautiful woven tapestry to support us on our path. And so, while Mercury today is still in retrograde, and so it's asking us to be reflective, we may, though, towards the end of this week, be ready to have a conversation about what is no longer serving us, what we are no longer willing to tolerate, what we are simply done with now because of all of the healing work that we have done on ourselves. And so it's like that older, more wounded version of ourselves just has fallen away. And when we are no longer energetically operating, when our vibration is no longer in a wounded place, right? And we've healed so much, our vibration rises. And this new energetic sense of self emerges, right? And if you look at the picture I have here on the screen, I have the phoenix. And that is, the second iteration of the Scorpio energy. When we face our fears, when we face our wounding, and we move through it and we do the healing work that is required of us, we begin to emerge anew. We burn down that old wounded version of ourselves that frankly tolerated a lot of shit and operated in a way that was not empowered, chasing energy, perhaps, or, energy where we would just accept the bare minimum. Because the thing is, right, when we're operating from our wounded self, we do not see yet our worth. We do not value ourselves truly in our highest expressions yet when we're operating from that wounded self. That is the Scorpion energy. The Scorpion energy wants to retreat into the dark cave, right? Because it is fearful. And so it is better just to stay in the woundedness, to stay in the darkness and the shadow. But when we begin to turn the light on those shadows and we look at them and we ask, where is this truly coming from? Is it coming from this person here today? Is it coming from this situation that I find myself in here today? Or does this harken back to something ancient within me? And when we make those connections and we start to look at them and take accountability, that is key, because it's not about the other person. It is not about the other situation. It is about us. That is when we can, Moon in Libra, tip the scales into balance. We take the weight off the other side of the scale and we begin to put the weight on our side of the scale and we begin the balancing, right? And as we come into more balance, as we do that healing work, that is when we start to burn down and turn that wounding, that trauma, that emotional pain into ashes. And we rise up as that exquisite firebird, that phoenix. And that's when we start to feel empowered. Because the thing is, right, what is empowerment? It is a feeling from within. It is not derived outside of ourselves. It comes from within us when we recognize our own innate power, our own innate gifts, our strength, our resilience, our ability to overcome. That is empowerment. And so when we do this work, when we look at the fears and we work with them and we move through them and we begin to heal them, we build that self-esteem and confidence within ourselves, right? We build that empowerment muscle and we say, you know what? I've got my own back, right? I can trust myself that I don't have to abandon myself anymore for anyone else. And so I really feel that this moon in Libra today on Monday is helping us, is moving us in the direction of this full moon tomorrow on Tuesday. And we may feel a shift, certainly, on Tuesday all day, building into that full moon energy in the evening. And so I just, as you could see on the screen, this card, this oracle card, I wanted to post this here and share it with you because it totally plays into this, the energy of this full moon in Scorpio. And so I just want to share with you that every month I do a monthly oracle card pull for myself, and I pull a card for each week of the month. And so I do this the night before usually, or the morning of the new month. And so I have my cards for the month and I keep them in a small pile up on my windowsill above my kitchen sink because, as we all know, don't we spend more time at the kitchen sink than anywhere else on a daily basis, right? And so this is the card that I pulled at the beginning of the month for this week, right? I mean, you can't make it up, guys, right? And so it's so beautiful. And and I love doing this card pull for myself. I encourage you to find your own oracle deck. This is the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray, and I have been using this deck for years now as my monthly card pull. And it inevitably always resonates for me for that week's dominant energy. And so when you look at this card, you see a hunter, yes, and you see what it says here. It says, track down your fears and desires. And so I just want to talk about that for a minute, because for me, that is Scorpio energy. It is an entanglement of fear and desire, all interconnected, entangled. And so what this card is asking of me, right? And I'm sharing it with all. What this energy is asking of us. You know, the hunter wants to go after, it has a goal, right? To take down the prey in this case. But really, when you're talking about energy, it's a dominant energy, the hunter energy. It is the energy of being powerful and willing to go beyond his or her own fear and to basically take it out, right? And so when we track down our fear and desire, as the card says, oftentimes, let's think about this, oftentimes what we fear is what we want most. It's our deepest desires. And so we can self-sabotage, right? We can self-abandon. We can run. We can be avoidant. There's so much there entangled between our desires, what we truly want, and what we're afraid of. And so that is something we can all contemplate around this full moon in Scorpio energy. I do want to remind everyone that full moons are the culmination of the moon cycle. And so there is a graduation here. There is an ending. There is a culmination of energy. And so we could really deeply be feeling like we are just done. We are done allowing that fear to keep us from our desires, our deepest desires for self. And so ask yourself, right? How am I self-sabotaging what I truly want? What am I holding on to that I know in my bones does not serve me any longer? I know in my bones cannot support me, cannot really truly give me what I want and what I deserve. Because that is how you know what you're ready to walk away from, what you're ready to be done with, culminate, end. Just be done with it, right? Because what I will tell you is that the strongest aspect of this full moon is a square, which is an aspect of tension, an action, a call to action. That is what a square wants us to do. When a planet is at a certain degree point, with the moon, we call it a square, and it is an aspect of tension and call to action. And Pluto which, by the way, is the modern ruling planet of Scorpio, wants us to evolve. Pluto is all about our evolution. And if that requires us to look at our fears right in the face and to hunt them down, right? There is destruction. There is death that happens in the hunt. And that is Pluto energy. There is destruction. There is a death. But that is also the Phoenix energy, right? We burn down that wounded sense of self so that we may rise up from the ashes of our own destruction. Perhaps we are hunting down and sending an arrow right into the heart of that old wounded version of ourselves, right into the heart, right? And saying, you know what? Thank you for what you have taught me, but you may now transition. You may now move on, rest in peace. You have done your work. You have done your job for me. I am ready to bury you with love, compassion, and gratitude. Back to Mother Earth, Taurus energy. Let us bury that old wounded sense of self. And so we can rise up. There's more that I want to talk about with this Scorpio full moon. When I look at the chart, the universal chart, and where this Scorpio full moon is in the chart, it is right on the ascendant, which is the horizon line. This means it is in the first house. The ascendant, the first house, is the self. I mean, really, guys, could it be more clear, right? We are burning down that old sense of self, and we are merging. We are transcending. We are blossoming, and we are rising up into that new sense of self. You know, there's another aspect of Scorpio that a lot of astrologers don't talk about, and it's the quality of resources and particularly inner resources. And so I feel that this Scorpio energy, this full moon right on the ascendant, right on the horizon line in the sky, really dominating our sense of self, the first house, we are able to dig deep into our inner resources of resiliency and strength, of courage and empowerment. And Pluto, in that aspect of tension, in that square to the moon, is saying, yes, we can evolve. We can transmute those fears. We can alchemize them. We can alchemize fear into empowerment. And so there really is so much here that we are moving through a portal of real transformation, real deep transformation that once you are through, you will not be the same version of yourself, and you will be a stronger, more balanced, more grounded and powerful version of yourself. That is what this Scorpio full moon really is asking of us on a very deep level. level to consider, to feel into. If that means that tears come, if that means that you are feeling emotional pain, that you are feeling grief, allow this energy to really come up to the surface and feel it. Feel all of it. We can grieve the death of our wounded selves. We can grieve the death of people and relationships and dynamics and situations that we wanted that did not come to be. Allow whatever is coming up for you to come up and to feel into it and to let it move through you. This full moon energy, honestly, is we're feeling it. We may even be feeling it already today on Monday. Certainly, I will tell you, you're going to start feeling it tomorrow from the get-go all the way. Really through Thursday evening. So this is the predominant energy this week. You know, the moon doesn't always spend this many days in an energy. I want you to know that. And so this is significant in and of itself. That she is spending so much time here. She's going to be aspecting on Wednesday a tough aspect with Mercury. And this on Wednesday, Mercury is getting very close to stationing direct. And so you may be really having some real epiphanies around what you are done with and wanting to have that conversation. And what I would suggest is that you just sit on it. Just sit on it, contemplate, feel it very deeply within you. You don't have to be impulsive. Get really clear. Bring the energy back to yourself because you don't want it to be reactive. Any conversation that you might want to have with another, you want to be very, very grounded in your sense of self. Who you are now, what you deserve, and what you need. And there's a very supportive aspect on Wednesday. The moon is being supported by Saturn. And so tap into self-discipline. Tap into that feeling that you are an authority of your own life. Saturn wants you to feel, right? Saturn wants you to feel, the moon helps us to feel that we can run the show. We are the conductor of our own life's orchestra. We are the artist of our own life's canvas. We are the authority on ourselves, on what our needs are, on what our desires are. And we can own our fears. There's no shame there. We all have them. But we can own them and we can say, yeah, I'm afraid of this, this, and this, but you know what? I see it. It's not in the shadows controlling me. I get to choose. That is empowerment. I wanted to show you this. Next slide is just this morning after I drove my daughter to school. I got on the main road and I pull up. Oh, there was a red light and I pull up and this is the truck that was right next to me. Divine Energy Solutions. right? I mean, the signs are always there. The signs are always with us, the synchronicities, if we just open to them, connect with spirit. The divine is guiding you, your highest self, your angels, your guides, your loved ones. Open to a higher vibration. Move away from those fears. Hunt them down and take them out. And you will see how guided and loved you truly are in every moment. I want to move to Thursday. And this is a big day. This is big energy, really, on Thursday. The moon is still in Scorpio, and she moves to the anaretic degree of 29 degrees, the last degree in the house. Now remember, she's been in the first house all these days. This is working with self. This whole lunation is all about you. It is all about you. And coming back to yourself. Empowering yourself. And when the moon reaches 29 degrees, that is the degree of mastery. That is the degree of mastery. Mercury is going to direct on this day. And so there is a clarity that we are going to be able to tap into. This would be a great day, even in the evening, to maybe when you're done with your day, take some time for quiet meditation, pull out your oracle card deck, tap into connection with your higher self, and ask, be open to what guidance, what clarity you are ready to receive now. You know, there's also an exquisite trine, which is a supportive energy from Mars on this day, and Mars is in Pisces. So we have Mars in Pisces, also water sign, right? And we also have Neptune right there at 28 degrees. So let me break this down for you and try to make it really clear, okay? We have the moon in Scorpio at 29 degrees, that degree of mastery. We have Mars at 26 degrees and Neptune at 28 degrees, both in Pisces, fellow water sign. Mercury is moving direct in grounded earth energy of Taurus. This is really supportive energy, tapping into our creativity with these water energies, our spiritual energy, our connection to our highest selves. This is a great day to receive the downloads from your highest self. Get quiet. Be in nature if possible. Really set the intention to receive that inspired download, that inspiration coming from your higher self. Because we are birthing, we are creating a new sense of self, a more healed sense of self. And so the messages that we're receiving now are going to be of a different vibration, a different energy from when we were operating in a more wounded sense of self, right? Doesn't that make sense? And so just like I saw this beautiful sign this morning, the divine energy solutions, right? The divine always has the solution, does it not? our egos get in the way. We block the solutions. We focus on the problem. No. This is a divine energy solution. It's always at the ready for us. We just have to quiet the ego mind and open up our energy to receive those beautiful healing energies. On Friday, the moon moves into Sagittarius. So we have Friday and Saturday. See, only 2 days the moon is in Sag. See, the moon can spend a little bit more time in certain signs in any given month. And so Friday and Saturday, we're feeling fired up. Okay? The moon is then going to be trined by Mercury. So we're having really supportive energy from the planet of communication. And so we may feel like more expansive and abundant and optimistic for Friday and Saturday. And then on Saturday, we're having really supportive energy from, Venus and Chiron. And I feel that that is really going to feel like that new sense of self, that new healed sense of self, that love for self. It's Friday and Saturday, I feel it's going to be beautiful energy that we are feeling about ourselves. It's like so deeply coming from within us. It's not like it could be a rainy day and we're still going to feel that sunshine beaming from within us. We're going to still find something to feel hopeful about, to feel optimistic about, no matter what is going on outside of us. That's what I feel this moon and Sag energy is going to really connect us with, and how we're going to feel for Friday and Saturday. And then as we end this week on Sunday, the moon is going to move into Capricorn. And Capricorn is, again, grounded earth energy. Capricorn is the goat. Yes, she is the sea goat. But, Capricorn energy has been really distorted by the early church and the patriarchy. The goat energy of Capricorn has really been associated from a matriarchal way of living, that beautiful, grounded, nurturing energy that, yes, is determined and ambitious, yes, loyal. But have you ever seen a baby goat? Have you ever seen videos on Instagram of baby goats? They are so playful. They are so joyful and adorable. And so there is some really beautiful inner child energy here for us with this moon in Capricorn. Go out, ground yourself to Mother Earth, thank her for that goddess energy. Yes, Capricorn energy is strong. A strong sense of self comes through with the Capricorn energy, but you can also feel safe and playful when you've created a strong boundary for yourself, right? And so think about that. It's a whole range of energy with Capricorn. It's structure and boundaries and work ethic. But when you give yourself those things, when you create boundaries and work ethic and self-discipline, and you trust yourself, right, to give yourself that structure, you can let loose a little bit. You can tap into that inner child, that fun, that joy, because you know that you've got your own back. And so let's tap into this on Sunday. Have, yes, some structure to your day, and then also allow yourself to hop around in nature and experience some joy. I want to say happy birthday to all the Taurus babies. This is your season. If you would like to know how this year ahead is going to play out for you, I do offer solar return readings, and that is a whole other layer on top of your natal chart based on where you are on your birthday. And then the whole solar return chart really creates a blueprint for the year ahead. And so other than the sun, everything else shifts. Where is the moon? Where is Venus? Where is Mars? Right? Where are the nodes in your chart for the year ahead? And so it's really exciting. It's a wonderful birthday gift to give to yourself, or if you know a Taurus and you want to give that to them as their birthday gift. It's so super empowering to know what energies you're working with for the year ahead. So I do offer that. Um, you know, I just want to say that whatever you are moving through this week, just know that you are the phoenix. You are. You are letting go and walking away and burning down that old, wounded sense of self. And you are emerging as the firebird, the empowered, new, healed version of yourself. I really hope that this podcast has supported you, helped you to feel empowered, and to understand the energies of the week ahead and how you can work with them. If you would like to know how these energies are showing up in your own natal chart, I would love to work with you and the moon. You can go to my website and check out the different offerings that I have there. The link will be below. I want to thank you all so much for your time and your energy. Thank you for listening. If you could please like this video, share with any friends that or family that you feel might be supported by this, and please subscribe to my channel. I really love so much hearing how this video may have impacted you, and it does really help the channel if you leave some comments. So thank you again. Thank you for spending the time to listen. And I just want to wish you a really beautiful and empowered week ahead. I will see you all soon under the moon. Bye-bye for now.